Hello, once again, Amazing Blue fans. Now, as always, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you know when I upload another video. Now, let's just get into it. So, I wanted to talk about today is I want to talk about Harbaugh because people want to kill Harbaugh like he's just been a scrub at Michigan, which is false. And I'm just gonna read off some stuff from the past with Rich Rod and Brady Hoke, and it's just gonna show you that Harbaugh he's gotten us back to where we're in the runnings to win the Big Ten and make the Big Ten championship and make a playoff. So if he's doing that, we're right where we want to be. But before I get into that, I'm just gonna read off the records. So Rich Rod went 3-9 his first season, 5-7, and 7-6. Brady Hoke, he went 11-2, 8-5, 7-6, 5-7. Harbaugh, 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3. Do you notice the difference of relevance and competitive? So Harbaugh has us to where Lloyd Carr has us. Now I know y'all gonna say Lloyd Carr won a championship, but when I looked at Lloyd Carr's record, it was a lot of 9-3s, 10-3s, a lot of that in there. A lot of 9-3s and good, but not just straight championship level. He'd have 11-2 in there when we had Ohio State and with Henne and Hart and those boys. So Harbaugh has us where we want to be. 2016, his second year, he has us a play from beating OSU and making the playoff. Last year, the same thing. Beat Ohio State, and we're in the Big Ten championship and probably going to the playoff. So it kind of gets to me that people want to knock Harbaugh and talk about Harbaugh. And yes, if we never seem to beat OSU, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with it too. But I'm not gonna just say, "Oh, forget Harbaugh and let's fire him." When one, who is the coach we're going to go after if we were to fire Harbaugh? Who are we going to try to get? Two, be careful what you wish for, because Harbaugh has us right on the doorstep of getting to the next level. So it doesn't happen overnight. People want an overnight success. I just read off the records of what the records were before, and it wasn't good. Harbaugh has a consistently being good. I don't want to throw that away right now. I would, and especially not when his recruiting classes are just getting better and better. He's getting more 5-star players, and he's got us on the edge of being the team that we want to be. So trust. I'm gonna say what Philly fans in basketball said. Trust the process with Harbaugh. I'm trusting the process with it. And I know some of y'all could say last year he was a little stubborn. He was stubborn on the offense. But like I've said before, if you just keep doing the same thing, then I'm going to knock you for it. But if you're willing to change and try to make the team better, then I can't knock you for that. So Harbaugh saw it. He can't call plays, and he can't get it done with a new age offense. That old school, we need to go to the new school. He hires Josh Gaddis. So how am I going to knock him for trying to improve when he's got us on the doorstep? We just need a little tweak, a little better players, a few better players, and we will slowly get to OSU's level, Alabama's level, Clemson level. We will be there. We're right on the doorstep. It's just more better players and getting in a better offensive system. So when people talk about, oh, they wanted Harbaugh gone and all that, I think some of y'all need to remind yourself what we were looking like before Harbaugh. And not only before Harbaugh, go back to the Lloyd Carr era. He wasn't going undefeated every season or nothing like that. We were consistently losing 2 to 3 games, if not 4. It was consistently good, not great, but good. So I think some of y'all fans, some of the Michigan fans, we're delusional. Well, I'm not really delusional, but a lot of the Michigan fans are delusional because they don't understand and realize what we were even before Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. The last championship was won by Lloyd. In his seasons, you go by his seasons, he's got a lot of 3 and 4 loss teams. Harbaugh actually has us to the consistency that Lloyd had us at, basically. So, but I know people, we need to beat OSU. We need to beat OSU. From that standpoint, you have to understand, OSU has won, 2 championships and went to like 4 or 5 and went in the playoff. So OSU, since Jim Tressel and Maurice Clarett, OSU became a powerhouse. And while what comes with consistently winning and going to championship games and winning championships is you start to become a factory for great players. Good and great players, 4 and 5 star players want to come there. So all those years where we were rebuilding with Rich Rod, Brady Hoke, and we were losing with Lloyd Carr, losing to OSU all those years, OSU was becoming a powerhouse. So it's not just easy to beat them. Like, they don't lose much. Go back and look at OSU's record. They don't lose much. So people getting mad at Harbaugh like, we have to beat this. And yes, last year I can put it on Harbaugh, but normally he has us ready to play, even if we are behind the 8 ball with talent. He usually has a good game plan. But people have to be realistic on who we're playing. OSU has studs. They reload. Let's just be honest about what we're talking about. OSU reloads. They don't rebuild. They don't go through rebuilding years. If they lose a coach, they might lose to us that year, but once they get the coach that they want and the system back in, they keep winning. They have studs. They have dudes at corner, safety, the wide receivers. All these dudes are 4 and 5 stars. They're studs. The D linemen, they're sending. If you look at how many players going to the NFL, OSU is at the top since Tressel has been there, since Tressel came. So we have to understand that we have to catch up. We're not right with them. We have to catch up. They have had a couple, almost 2 decades worth of consistently dominating and winning championships and going to championships. So it's a pill that a lot of Michigan fans don't want to swallow. But if you watch my page, you know I'm gonna give it to you real 100. So it's a tough pill to swallow, but let's just be real. They've been dominating. We have to catch up to them. It's not gonna happen overnight. So Harbaugh has got us back competitive to where we're dominating the rest of the Big Ten. We just got to get OSU. So I'm riding with Harbaugh. I go on Facebook, and that usually that's what makes me make a video when there's nothing to talk about. I'll go on Facebook and I'll see somebody talking crazy or something, and I want to address it. But I just don't understand it. I would rather be consistently good and on the edge of being great than going back to being a bad team. Just a bad team every year. So if the worst Harbaugh is going to give us is 10-3 most of the time, and maybe have like last year, which once he gets this talent keep coming in, years like last year aren't going to happen. 8-5 is not going to happen. You'll see probably 9-4 is the worst you'll probably see us or something. But these 10-3 years, when the talent continues to come and systems are in place, you'll start getting that consistent winning 11-2, 10-3, 12-1. Like we're on the doorstep of that. So I wouldn't want to change that, because you don't know what you're going to get. And it hurts you in recruiting. There's just so much that comes with it when a coach leaves, especially with Harbaugh's resume. Because you can say what you want, but Harbaugh won in the NFL. He won at Stanford. He won at San Diego State. His resume is legit. And for people to think, oh, we haven't beat Ohio State. We're this against our rivals. Our rivals aren't cupcakes. Like, this isn't a cupcake rival. This is OSU. Like, they're serious. They've been dominating the Big Ten for the last, 17, almost 20 years? Let's just be real. They've been dominating the Big Ten. So what makes you think it's just easy to beat them? It's not easy to beat them. They normally don't lose more than one game in a season. So you think it's just a magic pill to beat them? I've talked about it before with the little brother complex, because we consistently lose to them. It becomes even harder to beat them because they're not used to losing to us. But I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm giving Harbaugh 2 more years. This year, next year. Honestly, I'll give Harbaugh 3 years. But he has to beat OSU one of those years. This is really his best chance to beat them, until that talent just has to keep coming. Because a team like them, or you beat when they're changing quarterbacks or something like that, and all that's happening right now, but we don't know what Justin Fields will be. So people are saying, I don't think he's this and that. Best believe when we play them, they will have played almost pretty much their whole season. We're the last game of the year. They will know what he does good and what he does bad. If he can't throw, that's not good for us. We don't do good against running quarterbacks. That's not good. That's not good for us. We don't do good against running quarterbacks. So I don't know why people are happy he is saying he can't throw. JT Barrett used to not throw and pick up crucial first downs, get all the way down the field running the ball on draws and running out of the pocket. So I'm not sure what Braxton Miller, same thing. He couldn't barely throw. They've beat us with quarterbacks that can't really throw. So I'm not sure why people are saying he can't throw. That's not good. We lose to them with quarterbacks that can't throw. We've consistently lost to them. I don't know if people forget this stuff or what. I don't forget these things. I can remember all these games and what happened. So I'm here to remind people that don't get happy yet. Not for that. Not against them, and not with a dude like that that's dynamic. There ain't no reason to be happy. I'm telling you right now. But that's really all I wanted to talk about with Harbaugh. Basically, Harbaugh, we got to give him 2-3 years. 2-3 more years. I mean, people act like we've been losing. 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3. 2 of those years, we were 1 win against OSU from getting to the Big Ten championship and probably making the playoff. So you want to fire him. You want him gone because he has you on the doorstep. No. Now if he was just consistently coming back doing the same thing, Harbaugh tweaks. He's not afraid to change. And I gave him credit for, I'm giving him credit for that. He's not afraid to change. He knows he's on the doorstep with talent, and he just needs to get his play calling together. So he goes and gets Gaddis. That's a plus. I'm gonna ride with him. Now if he could 2-3 years later and he's just getting 10-3, 10-3, 10-3, and we don't have 11-2 or 12-1 in there, then I might feel like that. But I still got to see who's out there. Who is out there? The only person that I can really think of that I would want besides Harbaugh is John Harbaugh. I want the other brother because he's more an even keel guy. Harbaugh's kind of quirky and kind of weird. I would want John Harbaugh. But let me know who y'all would pick for our coach if Harbaugh was to get fired. I'm not sure who I would want. Honestly, yeah, that I just don't know. There's not that many just great coaches out there to where I would just be like, okay, I want him. Les Miles, I mean, Les can never get a QB, and I mean, he would be a good hire, but I'm not sure he's better than Harbaugh. Les had talented teams at LSU that probably should have won a championship, and they didn't because his offense was garbage like Harbaugh's was last year. So I'm not sure if I would want them. That would be going to the same thing. You fire Harbaugh and you get a coach that does the same thing basically. So I'm just not sure who I would really want. But put in the comments who y'all think if Harbaugh was to get fired in a couple years or so, who would y'all want? Because I always see people complaining about Harbaugh needs to go and stuff. Be careful what y'all wish for, and go look at our record before Harbaugh, before Harbaugh with Brady Hoke, Rich Rod, and even look at Lloyd Carr's record, and you tell me and tell me Harbaugh isn't fitting right in with returning us to where Lloyd Carr had us. At least that. So that's all I got. So as always, like, share, subscribe. Go Blue.